your God power. Get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. Study and learning. Study and learning seems like the best place to start because this whole book is based on that one technique. The main objective with the study and learning technique is to learn everything that you can about that ability or that reality. If you want to be able to handle hot objects without burning yourself, then learn as much as you can about others who have that reality. Do what you need to do to believe that it is a real ability and that it is possible for you to accomplish it. This applies to even small alterations in your reality. Suppose that you want to have a reality of lots of money. Then you must apply the same approach. Find those who have it now. Study the ones who are examples of what you want for yourself. Drive in the neighborhoods that have the kind of houses that you want. Hang out where they hang out. If not in person, then by thought. As you begin to think like they think, you will see what they see. What would a billionaire say or do in this situation? Opportunities and situations will begin to show up out of nowhere that is just what you need to get ahead. You will have a vibration that will, by the power of resonance, elicit help and ideas from the very people you want to be like. Just like the waitress that was repeating the customer's words to resonate with them, you will get money handed your way. People will offer you great opportunities because they are resonating with you even though they don't know it. It will seem like their idea, but you will know that you are eliciting it from them. Remember, when you elicit a response or action from another person or situation, it is a pleasant experience for the other person. It is a natural action or gesture on their part that you are bringing out. You cannot elicit something from someone that is not there to begin with. If they wouldn't do it anyway, you won't be able to elicit it from them. So when good things come your way, it is the normal and natural actions from these people who actually appreciate being able to do it for you. Altered states. While everything that causes a different level of consciousness could be classified as an altered state, we will mainly refer to the altered states of consciousness that have resulted from some drug or special ceremony. Altered states are the favorite technique of the indigenous tribes and their shaman. They will use some sort of mind-altering substance and then experience insights and abilities that were unattainable in the normal state of consciousness. Let's revisit the example we first saw in Chapter 10, The Reality of Your Body as Representation. Jarvo Indians of the forested eastern slopes of the Ecuadorian Andes acquired the ability by drinking an extract of jungle vine called Anastasia, a plant containing a hallucinogenic substance believed to bestow psychic abilities. According to Michael Harner, an anthropologist at the New School for Social Research in New York who specializes in shamanic studies, Anastasia permits the Javaro shaman to see into the body of the patient as though it were glass. The native tribes rely heavily on this type of vision and healing technique because they don't have x-ray machines or the specialized medical equipment that we have. The main advantage to using an altered state of consciousness is that you will have experiences that you would have normally prevented by your conscious control of your reality. In the next video example, Graham Hancock is being interviewed and talks about his book, Shamanism, Aliens, and Anastasia. He discusses the beneficial use of these hallucinogenic drugs to reach higher levels of enlightenment. He has become an expert on the tribal use of Anastasia, which is used to reach altered states of consciousness, and has used it himself. Video example, Anastasia. What is this video about? In this video example, Graham is talking about the ancient tribal use of these plants to learn truths about the other dimensions and other realities. He notes that using this powerful drug is not the only way that you can reach this altered state of consciousness. Other ways to reach this level of consciousness include rhythmic dancing, certain kinds of music, starvation and pain, atmosphere of certain places, electromagnetic fields, just to name a few. He says that the shamans developed a range of these techniques that are designed to put them into an altered state of consciousness in order to retune their frequency, to tune into and communicate with supernatural beings. He cautions, however, that one should not partake of these types of substances without the proper guidance, especially the guidance of a tribal shaman. He says that the shaman of South America are more than happy to guide a newcomer through the experience. In those countries, it is not illegal to partake of this ritual substance. His most important point of all is that the ceremonial ritual is of vital importance. It is the ceremony that defines the experience and helps it proceed in a beneficial way. What does this example show and what does it mean? This video example is mostly important to our discussion and our purpose because of his statement about the ceremony. He said and stressed that the ceremony is vital. While that might not seem like an important point, we know that meaning is everything, and nothing creates meaning like ceremony. Back in our video example, Fake Knee Surgery Works Miracles in Chapter 1, the doctor only acted like he was doing the operation, and yet the patient healed. Not because of the operation, because there wasn't one, but because of the elaborate ceremony that he went through. It gave great meaning that he was going to be healed, and he was. Many people take these kinds of drugs and have wild experiences, sure enough, but there is no ceremony, no purpose, no specific objective. Thus, their experiences are all over the place and don't have a very effective outcome.
For best results, pause this video at this point here, and watch the video example mentioned in the segment. The links are located in the book chapter, and at the end of the book. If you are watching this online, you will find the link for this video example listed in the notes section. Then, after watching the associated video example, continue watching this video from here.
In the shamanic traditions, there is an elaborate ceremony in which you know the purpose of your mind journey. You have the tribal shaman at your side to guide the experience in a specific way in order to keep the meaning and the point of the experience on track. This makes great sense from our point of view because we know that wherever the meaning is or goes, that is where we will be eliciting responses from the universe. So if our meaning wanders off and we become afraid or distracted, we could have a runaway experience eliciting who knows what. We know that drugs can and do elicit altered states of consciousness, but are they really necessary? Consider the following studies. It is commonly known that chemotherapy treatments will cause the loss of a person's hair. In a study of a new kind of chemotherapy, there were people who got the actual chemotherapy and those who got a placebo, the fake drugs. Of the ones who got the fake drugs, 30% of them lost their hair. In a 1962 experiment, Drs. Harriet Linton and Robert Langs told test subjects that they were going to participate in a study of the effects of LSD, but gave them a placebo instead. Nonetheless, half an hour after taking the placebo, the subjects began to experience the classic symptoms of the actual drug, loss of control, the supposed insights into the meaning of existence, and so on. These placebo trips lasted several hours. In both of these cases, the people didn't even get the real drugs and still experienced the effects. Are there other ways to reach the altered states of consciousness other than drugs? What about the altered state that alcohol offers?
To continue, go to How to Use Your God Power, chapter number 12, segment number 6. Let your quest for knowing continue.